Hey guys, welcome to Mainly Methods. This is William here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be addressing rust on your tools. Now maybe you picked this up at a garage sale, or it's been sitting in your grandfather's toolbox, or it just was left out in the rain. Rust does happen on tools, and you want to obviously address it and get it back in condition because tools are more useful when they work properly. Now this particular rigid pipe wrench I picked up in a garage sale in a bulk tool purchase. So it was at the bottom of the bucket and it was in terrible condition. Obviously it's got quite a bit of surface rust. The adjustment mechanism is just not very clean moving. It works, so it seems like it could be saved, and I think it can. And so I wanted to try out a bit of a different method. Typically in the past I've used something like CLR. CLR is great, works just fine. However, obviously it is toxic, so if you got any little ones around the house, you don't want them swallowing anything. Obviously got a protective cap, but you know, there could be something maybe a little bit better. And so I thought I'd give that a try and give it a go. So that is going to be white vinegar. Now white vinegar is a great household cleaner. I use it all the time for cleaning, you know, battery acid off electronics, or putting them in my clothes to get them a little bit more clean, get some of the oil off. If I've been out in the garage working on my car or my wife's car or friends' cars or whoever, you know, this is a great all-purpose cleaner. So likelihood is you're going to have white vinegar in the house. If you don't, these are going to both be about $4 or $5. So same price but different methods. Actually, you get a bit more material or a bit more product for the white vinegar compared to the CLR. This small jug is $5 or $6. This actually full gallon of white vinegar is going to be, I think it was $4 or $5. So fairly similar in price, but you get a bit more with the white vinegar. So the method to this madness is going to be essentially, we are going to soak this in a white vinegar only base for at least 24 hours. It needs enough time to penetrate into the material to get a lot of that surface rust off and start just getting a lot of the oxidation off. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set it down in a bucket or tote or whatever you have where it can be completely submerged. You don't want a piece of it sticking out, and some of it is, some of it isn't. Now, I already have a tool actually in here. This is going to be my grandfather's old Ford wrench, and you can actually see it's starting to break away. It's been sitting for about 3 or 4 hours already, and it's actually starting to work away at that surface rust and starting to make some progress. Now we're going to come back after 24 hours, see what it looks like, and the performance of it. At that point, we are going to clean it off with some baking soda and water to neutralize that vinegar so it's not eating away at the material. And then obviously we're going to need to get some lubricant or something on there to protect it from any future rust. So see you in 12 hours or 24 hours. All right, it has been 24 hours. In fact, it's actually been 36, 38 hours. I'd worked today, so I just got back and started looking at it, and it looks absolutely terrible. I mean, look at that gunk. That is ridiculous. That is grimy. Went from being super clear to just stinking gross. And so I'm pretty excited to get it out, see what it looks like. Let me frame that up for you guys a little bit better. And see what we got. All right. So it already looks tremendously better. I mean, not a terrible amount better, but it, oh yeah, it definitely operates a little bit better. Well, let me try to work out some of that gunk. So what I'm going to do next is take this out. I probably need to clean it off Oh, there we go. Now we're there. Now we're cooking. Wow. You can see it starting to come off. It's not going to be perfect probably, but it is a tremendous amount better. What I'm going to do is get it all cleaned up. I'm going to scrub it down, and I'm going to neutralize the vinegar with some baking soda. So I'm using a little box here, and I'm going to cover it in some baking soda. You hear it hissing. Actually, give that a nice little. Grab yourself a nice brush that you don't care much for, and start working off any of that remaining rust. Working in some of that baking soda. And get neutralize the acid in the vinegar, so it wouldn't cause any more of the material to be eaten. And once I'm done with this, I'm going to give it a good rinse in the sink. Get all that baking soda off, get all that gunk off, get as much as I can off. And then from there, we're going to coat it in some WD-40 and get it all lubricated and in a better place than when we found it. That for sure. Get a little on the front. If you have sensitive skin, I would recommend wearing gloves. I'm not wearing gloves because I am super stoked to see it like this. And I'm a glutton for punishment. But if you do have some gloves, I would recommend putting some gloves on, especially if you have sensitive skin. You don't want to accidentally give yourself an acid burn. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. I'm going to go rinse this out in the sink, and I'll be right back. All right. So I actually took it apart so we can actually see the individual components. It does look tremendously better. Obviously, there's some really bad deep rust on the top, but I was mostly concerned about the adjustment mechanism. So it's nice and smooth. It's nice and clean. A little bit, obviously, of really bad surface rust here. But man, it is not bad one bit. A hell of a lot better than where it was. I mean, to the point where you can see rigid, heavy duty 12. Wow, this is pretty sweet. I mean, this is going to be loads better in terms of the way it's going to function and operate. And I am super stoked because these wrenches are not cheap. And so when I was looking in that bucket and I saw it was there, I was super excited. Oh yeah, see? That is already 10 times better. And I could technically take this off, mask this off, give it a nice paint with some maybe black enamel or something along those lines. But that is a tremendous amount better. My goodness. Hey, that's a good little hack. So next bit of the puzzle is just making sure that it has plenty of lubrication. We don't want this thing getting all rusty again. I broke the cap off on this thing, so I'm gonna have to kind of jimmy rig it, but whatever. It's gonna work the same way. We're just gonna cover it in WD. Give it a nice wipe down. Work it in all the creases. But man, oh man. I'm going to give this a quick wipe down and we'll be right back and get the finished product. With all said and done, it does not look half bad at all. It functions appropriately. It actually wiggles a little bit. So I think this will be a great and useful tool for myself for many, many years. Obviously, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. It's not going to win any pageant contests. But you know what? Saved yourself some money. Don't have to buy a new wrench, and it doesn't go in the garbage. Gotta love old tools. Take care of them. Get them rust-free. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't liked the channel, or if you like this kind of content, make sure to give it a like. We hope to see you around. Peace.